The next is the shift from institutional power to individual. Corporations, media companies, loved control. They love that narrow funnel because they could just shut it down as hard as they would, and at the other end comes out a $100 million figure at the end of the year. Stock options, bonuses, private jets, etc. Everything was predictable. Power is all about the predictability. And there's nothing better than going to Wall Street and saying, we're going to hit $6 billion at the end of the year with a net profit margin of 14%. And then all of a sudden, this person became the most powerful individual. And nothing scares anyone else than having to depend upon the individual or an individual to make decisions, because people know how fickle consumer behavior and consumer consumption can be. So you think about why a lot of magazines die, a lot of media companies are struggling, because this person gets to determine success now, not these people. When you get into the discipline of get into your profession, you'll find out this is what's not respected and has to be respected now. And technology is making people respected by giving the independent individual a voice and a means of shouting back at the institution and basically telling them this is how it's going to be done if you want my mind share and my shared wallet. And that is a profound change from being able to put a marketing plan together, guarantee you're going to make money, generate opportunity, to this individual now gets to stop you at the door and say, hold that thought for a second. And then I'll get back to you and let you know. 70% of the digital content by 2010 will be generated by individuals. 70% of what we consume, read, whether it be reviews, what have you, is going to be produced by folks like me and you, not by these people. See, when they produce it, they could spin it and sell it however they want it. When it's produced by this individual, minus the bantering and ranting, it'll be produced with the off-the-cuff, sort of impromptu, informal, I'm not being paid to say this, this is how it is, sort of commentary. That's very different than when the institution positions it in a way that creates a need so that you want to run out and go buy it. The one thing about a societal shift, and I'm so glad you brought that up, it's never a trend. It's a movement, and the movement doesn't go backwards. I tend not to talk about trends or really follow them because they're more of tactics, and societal shifts are what drive strategy. The thing about trends is they evolve so fast. I mean, they can be in and out of market in 3 months, 6 months, a year at the most. Some are even shorter than that. Institutional power, this is the only thing that could possibly return in some level of form. But it will be institutions made up of diversified individual thinking. And they will assimilate under an institutional format. But the thinking won't be about one mindset, it'll be about respect for 100 mindsets. And how that plays out depends on the ability of the organization to actually harness that and move that in a progressive direction. In this cooperative consumption, the notion that I want to know what you think about owning a BMW 3 Series because you own one and I'm about to spend my money. See, I know BMW wants my money because they think I have a great product, but you wouldn't dare waste $35,000 in a car that you thought didn't have the value, and you would tell me that because I know you're going to trust you. So this will never go away. It'll just get more, it'll be a much more of a complex matrix to navigate. Trends sometimes may only affect 10%, 20% of the population, and then it disappears because it moves on to another trend, and maybe the other 80% just got the trend, and the 20% is now on something else. That's very different though. And it's hard to structure around the trends because by the time you get a plan to market, the trend is gone. And there's certain brands that lend on the cutting edge of trends.